I just got back from a comic book show where I knocked off 2 books from my top 10 list from 2024. Let's check it out. Hello, Comic Army. My name is Chris the Comic Vet. I hope this video finds you safe and well. Well, today I went to the Mississauga comic book show. Now, this small little Comic-Con is just located just outside Toronto, Ontario, the city of my birth. And I actually had the opportunity to meet a couple different YouTubers. I met J-Man from J-Man77 YouTube channel and Sean from the Decepticon YouTube channel. I've linked both their channels down below. And just in case you weren't aware of who Jay is one of those cornerstone guests that always shows up every Wednesday for my new comic book day hangout, which I like to call Show Us What You Got. Now here is just a quick walk around of this terrific little convention. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed that quick little walk around of the Mississauga comic book show. It really is a nice little con. Now, when I go to cons, whether they're large or small, I usually just pick up books that I would like for my collection, as opposed to, with a list, dedicating my time at conventions to finding those particular books. Well, after today, knocking off 2 of those books, I gotta admit it felt pretty good, walking around with goals in mind. So the great thing about this con is most of the dealers were open to haggling, and they would obviously have their price on books, but would always say, make me an offer. So the first book that I ended up working out a deal for is one book that I was really hunting throughout the con. And one particular dealer that I found had 2 graded copies of Swamp Thing #1. One was a 7.5, the other was a 6.0. But the 6.0 had such a good price on it, even though I wanted to haggle, I kind of felt like there's not that much room to go on, because after checking the recent eBay sales, his price tag wasn't far off. And the kicker is, his price tag obviously is in Canadian dollars because I live in Canada, but looking at eBay, the prices were in US and they were very similar. So after the dealer knocked off about $40, I ended up picking up the first book off my list. Is Swamp Thing issue #1 in a 6.0. Now, this is not the first appearance of Swamp Thing. That book is a pricey book. But this one, surprisingly, is a lot more affordable, and in a mid-grade, you can get it for around $200. Now, I am someone that loves Swamp Thing. whether it's the Alan Moore stories or the new Ron Beast stories that we've had, and even the Jeff Lemire stories that we've had under DC's Black Label. I really, really enjoy Swamp Thing. So this particular issue came out in 1972 and features a Len Wein story, but most importantly, it has a Bernie Wrightson cover and the artwork interior, and obviously we got to give a lot of respect to Bernie Wrightson, because Wrightson is one of those masters of comic book art, and his Swamp Thing is second to none. So this also says it's the origin of Swamp Thing, the first appearance of Lieutenant Matt Cable, Alec, and Linda Holland. So I'm proud to finally have this in my collection, and this is the first book knocked off my 10 list for 2024. Now, the second book I knew was going to be an adventure to try to get, because this particular issue has a very big first appearance that it was not going to be cheap. So this is one of those books that I dedicated into the idea of just getting raw. And that I did. So this book one day may get some TLC with a cleaning and a pressing, and then perhaps sending it off to get slabbed, but it won't come back in a high grade. It won't come back even in a mid grade. Right now I'm thinking this book is maybe a 1.8 or a 2.0, perhaps a 2.5 at best. But it doesn't matter. Because if you like Ra's al Ghul, you know exactly where I'm going with this. One of the books that I mentioned on my top 10 list from earlier this year is that I wanted to get Batman issue 232. My favorite villain when it comes to Batman, and that is Ra's al Ghul. And I picked up this low grade is better than no grade, even though it's complete, copy of Batman issue 232, the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. Now let's take a closer look at this particular book. As you can see, the spine does have some ticks, some stress all the way around. However, the corners are actually not that bad. This particular one up here, well, maybe I should take that back. It's not in the best condition. This book has been read, it has been loved, it has been enjoyed. But, like I mentioned, it is complete. And with some TLC, who knows? If I were to slab it, it may come back, like I said, anywhere from a 1.8 to a 2.5. But then it begs the question, is that worth getting slabbed? Well, for me, the answer would probably be yes. Because I am a Ra's al Ghul fan. And I would like my first appearance of Ra's al Ghul to be slabbed. Because, hey, I want to be able to read what's on the right side of that label, and it'd say the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. Well, Comic Army, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you leave a comment. And I hope that you're already subscribed. But also consider joining the Comic Army by becoming a channel member. So again, shout out to Jay and Sean. It's nice to meet you guys. Hopefully we get to do this again in the near future. Everyone else, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. Take care.
Channel memberships are now live. $4.99 monthly gives you the opportunity to win the Comic Army monthly prize pack, early access to videos, custom emojis for live streams and videos. Your Comic Army rank will be displayed beside your name for length of service. You get the ability to join the exclusive Instagram chat room for members and member shoutouts and spotlights. Join the Comic Army today.